stage, if Judge Zondo wants to make a proper conclusive ruling at the end, he should afford people to cross-examine each other. He should afford people to say, recall those people to come and clarify these issues. I want to clear my name. And if he's not going to do that, then the conclusion of his investigation and commission will be questionable. But the disadvantage we are dealing with as a nation is this kind of commission, they do not force people, to come. People go there voluntarily.
Unless you are subpoenaed.
Well, unless they do that, but it's going to be very difficult. I think it will be challengeable in a court of law if you are being subpoenaed to go and give testimony at a commission of inquiry. However, I am of the view that those who have already went there and made allegations and gave testimonies may be subpoenaed to come and be re-examined. Because they are already under oath, they're already participating, and they're already, having their hands onto the whole process. It's going to be very difficult. I think the ANC is regretting where they are sitting. It may be good for the country, but also politically, in my view, this is biased. This is one-sided. This whole thing, everybody expected it to focus on Jacob Zuma and the Guptas. The state capture report of the public protector focused on the capturing of the head of state by the Gupta family, and therefore all the associates of President Zuma or those aligned to him factionally are implicated or are alleged to have been captured as well. That was the focus, if you remember the public protector's report.
Yes,
but
yes.
What happened yesterday is the former Minister of Public Enterprises, Barbara Hogan, as well as Mzanele Manyi, they opened this thing. They demonstrated that the state capture did not start with the Guptas and Zuma, did not end there. The state capture was not only aligned to the Guptas. Many other people are implicated, even people who were purported not to have been associated with the Gupta family. They've been involved in various, scandals, various elements of big money corruption within the state. I have said this on various platforms before, and Jacob Zuma has said it, and people have laughed about it. We are a three-tier kind of democracy. We've got three arms of government. There is no way in any type of democratic system like what we have, you want to tell me that when the head of state is captured, then the whole government is captured, or the republic is captured, because people are using the narrative that a fish rot, the Japanese narrative or talk that the fish rot from the head. So once the head is rotting, then the whole fish body is rotting. No, it doesn't make sense. You cut the head off. But if there are elements of the body of the fish which are also rotting, and the elements of the body in this instance will be the judicial authority as well as the legislative authority, which is the parliament. Now, is our parliament entirely captured? I do not think so, because we've got over 10 multi-parties represented there. Is the judicial authority of South Africa captured? I do not think so, because we have seen how courts have ruled against almost all political formations in the country, including the ruling party.
Let me ask you this.
We have seen how the Constitutional Court of this country has actually even ruled against the Parliament of the Republic itself.
Do you think,
This whole concept was started wrongly, and that is my view.
Do you think that Jimmy Manyi has raised the bar in terms of the now expected level of testimony that should be delivered at a commission, or this particular commission?
I wrote an article last night, and I said Jimmy Manyi has given the Zondo sectors a lease to life. It is now a Zondo commission, because what was happening there of others and people wasting public money, talking hearsays and media reports that we read in newspapers, it was not holding water for me. He has raised the bar. He has set a standard where each and every other person who is going to go to that commission will have to try and match or override what Jimmy Manyi, Mzanele Manyi has said. And what impressed me with that whole process of Mzanele Manyi, even better than Barbara Hogan, almost everything that he alleged, either he provided material evidence or he made reference to a source that can be tested and the information is available. One example is how monies were paid and the Treasury had records, and the Treasury had questions through an internal investigative report. And he would say, you can go to the Treasury report on such and such a date and find this allegation of the statement that I'm making. Now, that is corroborating your allegations or your statements using material evidence. That is providing material evidence, in absence of witnesses who can back you up. Providing material evidence to say, these are not Jimmy Manyi's papers. These are the Treasury investigative or audit reports. Go and look what those audit reports are saying, and if I am lying, bring those reports here. For me, that was the best. He has raised the bar, as you have said, and we will see those who are coming. I also think, and this is political, I also think he was undermined, one, by many. Many thought he's a Gupta stooge or puppet. He was very undermined. But two people who did not undermine Mzanele Manyi is Pravin Gordhan as well as Mcebisi Jonas. They made a very, very smart political move by applying that their testimonies should be postponed. Now it is giving them time to go and reshuffle whatever they had based on what Mzanele Manyi has done. We all know, and it is not a secret that Pravin Gordhan and Mzanele Manyi are sitting on the opposite side.
Before we talk about that, because I'm going to ask you about that particular issue. One thing that Jimmy Manyi, Mzanele Manyi, because people believe that he left Jimmy somewhere and he brought Mzanele to the commission. One thing that is major in all of this is that all he was implicated by Miss Williams, he managed to turn it around. What is your reaction right now on the credibility of the testimony which was given by Miss Williams?
Well, it is now questionable because her implication to Mzanele was not backed up by any other information or evidence. If you recall, when she gave her testimony, she made allegations that Mzanele was moved in order to frustrate me. Mzanele behaved or conducted himself like this in order to frustrate me. But she never provided any material evidence of maybe harassment, maybe charges, maybe her formal internal complaints in the GCIS. When you have been harassed by your boss or your superior or your colleague, you will lay a complaint with your Human Resource Division, or you will complain to the Director General or even to the Minister.
True.
She never provided any of such evidence that I've once written to the Minister to say the conduct of this man is hindering with my job and performance. She had no such. While Mzanele Manyi, what he has done, he has brought documents. He referred to processes. One of the key processes she referred to is Ms. Williams signing for a tender when she was not authorized to be a court signatory of financial transactions within the GIS. I mean, that is a major flaw according to the Public Finance Management Act. And he brought such issues to the table. So the testimony of Ms. Williams will have to be viewed and considered with a question mark at the end. And he has stood up Mzanele to say, if all these people that I have mentioned are saying I'm lying, can they come back to the commission and come with the truth or information that is, opposing what he has said? And for me, that is a challenge to them to now rise and say, what Mzanele presented here, it's fake document or it's lies. Here is the truth. So I don't think that will happen. I don't think they will subject themselves to such an embarrassment like what has happened yesterday. Certainly, it's your station and few other, I'm very proud of the One Nation station because you are debating this thing. If you look at all the mainstream media, if you look at all the mainstream newspapers, it's dead. It's silent in the country today. The testimony of Mzanele Manyi yesterday, unlike you guys, you are deeming it as damning, you are deeming it as big and important. None of the mainstream media discussed it. None of them reported the content of the testimony. It was 2 seconds, less than 1 minute. I followed the news on various channels.
Yeah.
I followed, none. They never debated it. We can see that it's a hot potato because it implicates people that we never imagined that they may have participated in the capturing of the state. What I congratulate Mzanele Manyi for, and this part I really take off my cap as a political analyst, but become a South African and say, I congratulate the guy by presenting a case in front of us as a nation that demonstrates that to capture the state, it was not only the Gupta's family. The state has been captured in various fronts. And I'm glad that the President Zuma, when he created this commission of inquiry, he opened it to be brought. I think he knew what he was doing. He opened it to be brought, not to focus only on the what allegations in the public protector's report, but it was open to say anybody in the Republic of South Africa who has any form of information relating to state capture, come forward and present. And I think that was the best move.
We have 1 minute. Is the ANC on trial?
The ANC is absolutely on trial. And this trial may bury the ANC. I have said to the ANC yesterday, they should not be surprised that they are busy writing their own obituary. And I've always talked about the wild dog approach, that when wild dogs hunt, they are very small animals, but they put big beasts down. The ANC is a very big beast. None of the opposition parties in the Republic of South Africa was going to bring the ANC down. The only way to do this was to implode the ANC. The ANC is in trouble and it's self-imploding.
Dr. Botsang, thank you so much. I always enjoy listening to you talk because you're a breath of fresh air, and we can
also enjoy talking to you. And like I promised you, one of these days I'll be in Polokwane, I'll be in your studios, and I will talk to your listeners from your studios.
Yes. I'm waiting for that. I'm eager for that.
I will do that. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Enjoy your weekend.
It's my pleasure. Bye-bye.
All right. That's Botsang Muila on this particular issue. Personally, I also believe that the ANC is on trial. But they didn't realize that they were going to be. And I also believe that the state capture is not only on the Guptas. The Guptas may have created a floodgate of opportunities, but you must understand that the way the state was dismantled or captured was that the actual law enforcement agencies that were there to regulate any other behavior were, lack of a better word, dismantled, disembarked. So at the end of the day, you have this state that is running with nobody to protect it. So everybody, and these are the problems that we found ourselves in. These are the situations we found ourselves in as South Africans, and we're watching. And I said this to a couple of friends of mine that at the end of the day, even yesterday on the show, that the ordinary South Africans will be heavily affected by all of this. And it's like the leaders don't actually realize that they are harming us as South Africans. So I want us to take a short break and then come back and then close off this particular show. Because it's just a lot. You listen to One Nation FM.
Art Printers and Stationers Polokwane, the preferred printing and stationery outlet for quality printing and more. Art Printers and Stationers are also stockists of a wide range of office furniture, rubber stamps, and a unique range of trophies and medals. We fulfill your personalized promotional item needs and are the ideal stop for school and corporate gifts, as we do laser engraving. Visit us in Polokwane or our website www.artprint.co.za. 88.9. Welcome to the People's Station, One Nation FM.
The time is just 3 minutes before 6:30. It's been a lovely week. I've enjoyed the conversations that we were able to robustly debate and engage on. I just wish that this coming weekend, again, don't drink and drive, take care of yourself, don't video and drive, don't do anything that you will end up regretting. Even if they may tell you it's cool, it's not cool. To look for, we wish Bafana good luck on their match with Nigeria on Saturday. We also wish Banyana with their match on Sunday with the Super Falcons of Nigeria. I hope we do a double for the Nigerians there. Wishing for an awesome weekend. But what's important is, as South Africans, we need to read. We need to look at what's happening in our government, because at the end of the day, should everything happen, you should be able to say to yourself, I am prepared to take over. So from myself, Isaac, and the rest of the crew,